You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Mary Mary After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Mary Mary After Show.
Yay! Hello, 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 everyone. Bing is for doing, and what are we doing? We are doing the AFTERBUZZ TV Mary Mary After Show. It is season 2, episode 3. Boyfriend drama, and with me today I'm Tara Johnson, and with me I have the lovely
Corrinne Williams. Holler. Ow, ow, ow. Tara always forgets her name. You always forget to say what your name is.
Because I'm just so excited to be here with you, Corrinne. I don't know what to do.
I know. I have that effect on people.
You do all the time. Yeah. As you can see. Well, the name of the episode is Boyfriend Drama, but I think maybe it should just be, I don't know, relationship drama, because we talk about so many different relationships in this episode. Sister to sister, husband wife, boyfriend girlfriend.
Speaking of which, we have our special guest on the line. If you'd like to introduce him.
Absolutely. How about that? Now, everyone, if you watched this week's episode, and I can tell by Twitter, tons of you watched the episode. There was a discussion between good old Mitch and GooGoo's boo, Justin A. Moore. And we have Justin with us here on the phone today. Justin, how are you today?
What I do, boo?
Hey, I'm doing well. How y'all doing?
We are good.
Thanks for calling in, Justin.
We appreciate you calling in, Justin. And how are you doing after Thursday's episode?
I'm doing well. Some interesting developments, but I'm doing well. I'm still, still doing me. Still, just living life. Some very interesting Twitter comments and things of that nature, as you said before. But everything is good, though.
Speak on it. What? Give us some of the tweets that you read that have, maybe made fury in your soul.
It's so funny because I think, a lot of people, it's so easy to make, value judgments based off of what you see on TV without, without really knowing me personally or without really having ever spent time with me face to face. So, it's just, immature and, oh, man, good. You found this guy. He's so young and childish and, things of that nature.
So did you tweet back?
I did a little bit. I didn't feed into it too much because I tried not to be childish and immature. So I didn't really feed in too much into it. GooGoo was kind of going off.
Oh, she went in.
I didn't really feed into it too much.
Left and right.
She went ham. Yes. I was like, damn, son.
Well, all right, Justin, we have you here. The floor is yours. Explain to us what happened from the time you approached Mitch, what you were thinking when you approached Mitch, after you approached him, did you think maybe I shouldn't? Just give us the play-by-play of what was going on.
Well, me and Goo had, previously talked earlier that day, and, she had been telling me that, they're having issues, and, she just felt like, he really wasn't giving her the respect that she deserved. So, I took my, my instinctive, innate, manly traits, and,
I'm a
protector, I'm a provider. So, I wanted to go to the source of her grief and what was going on. So, I saw Mitch sitting there at the bar, and I approached him, and, I kind of just wanted to talk to him. I never intended to put my hand on him or put my finger in his face or anything like that. I was in the moment. I will admit I acted immaturely in that moment, and I took it a tad too far about putting my hand on him, but you know, like I said, it was all, you know, my intentions were well, like my intentions were good. I just was trying to take up for Goo and really trying to get to the bottom of what the issues were. I feel like that's my responsibility as a man, is to, you know, protect her in that regard. So, you know, that's kind of what went on with that. It's just,
let me ask you, Justin. So, did you watch the playback on Thursday of yourself?
I did.
So, in watching that, do you feel that maybe you should have not, you know, stepped into the line of business and, you know, addressed Mitch in the manner in which that you did, or do you still stand by what you did?
Well, I think I stand by my intent behind it and my you know, what really motivated me to do it. I do admit that I could have done it in a better way. I could have approached him, you know, in a different manner.
Right.
I think giving the opportunity again, I don't think I would have done. I think I still would have approached him. I think I still would have approached him and still would have maybe exchanged words with him, but not, you know, put my hand on him.
Right.
But I think I still would have, you know what I mean?
Well, things got heated there for a second. I mean, I think you and Mitch both may have said some things. I mean, I think you may have said to him, "You are replaceable. Goo isn't."
Yeah.
You went in a little bit.
I think Mitch is kind of Mitch, and he has a tendency to be a bit of a drama queen or a king, whatever. To me, it seems to me, he's kind of doing a lot. I feel like it escalated more than it would have if he had just kind of kept it cool with me. I kind of reciprocated what was given to me. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Which, like I said, that was immature in the moment, but I kind of, you know, reciprocated what he was dishing out.
Now, low-key, did you want to body slam him? Because you did keep on provoking him a little bit. I was like,
not really. I mean,
you're trying to strong-arm him real quick. You're trying to headlock him.
Right. I mean, in watching the playback, it's like, come on, Mitch. I mean, you know, not being cocky or arrogant or pretentious, but, I mean, look at you.
Oh,
and then look at me.
Don't do
and
it.
Then look at you again. And then look at me.
Wow.
And then if you want to do that, we can do that. I'm from the country. I'm from Georgia.
Represent.
You know, I dress nice and things of that nature. I'm a bit of a pretty boy, but I still can get it in. You know what I'm saying?
Mitch might know Taekwondo. Don't sleep on Mitch.
Don't sleep on Nashville.
He might know some Taekwondo, Justin. He got that black belt.
Right.
So what's the status? Like, did you and Mitch talk after this? I mean, I know GooGoo had a conversation with Mitch. Have you talked to Mitch since this all went down?
Yeah, I talked with Mitch. You know, like, that's one of the things, again, that I think people don't realize is that, you know, the cameras are there for all of the negative things, all of the silly, immature things we do and things of that nature. And, you know, these people are trained professionals at, you know, making things look more than what they really were. But, you know, behind the scenes, they don't see when I go up to Mitch and I'm really, you know, I'm remorseful and I apologize and I really just, you know, man up to him and let him know, like, hey, dude, I was wrong. You know, I shouldn't have put my hands on you. I apologize. Like, those moments aren't caught, so it's like everybody sees the other stuff, and it's just like, oh, Justin was so wrong. He was so immature. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, you people don't even really know me. You're going off of, you know, something you saw, and you didn't see the whole thing.
Oh, get it.
You know what I mean? So
you two are cool right now. You two are cool.
Oh, yeah. We cool. I mean,
I was like, wait a minute, there's a pause.
I hope he doesn't have any issues with me. If he does, then I think I'll live. But yeah, we cool. I don't mind it. I think, you know,
in there,
my
Justin.
thing is, you know, if I'm going to be in Goo's life, and I plan on being in Goo's life, and if Mitchell is going to be in Goo's life, then we have to come to some kind of, you know, happy medium. And, you know, it's going to be the thing to where I always pick up for Goo. You know, even if she's wrong, I'll tell her, but I'm gonna take up for her because she's my, you know, that's how I roll. You know.
Now, do you feel like you have to come to a happy medium because, you know, you don't? I mean, I don't know. I'm just a viewer and a fan of the show. I don't see you having to actually interact with Mitch. So, do you feel like you have to come to a happy medium, or you just want to make Goo, your boo, happy? Oh, that rhymes.
Yeah, I want to make Goo happy, but I think at the end of the day, it becomes a situation to where if Mitchell is interfering with the well-being of Goo, then it it kind of, in a sense, ultimately, it affects me. You know what I'm saying? And looking towards the future, when we get married and we're together, if Goo is, going through different drama with Mitch and things of that nature, and he's stressing her out, and all whatever, then ultimately that kind of does affect me. You know what I'm saying? In the grand scheme of things, that does affect me. So I feel like, again, that's my role and my duty, to kind of, just kind of, if something needs to be checked, I'll check it. I can keep my hands to myself, but, if something needs to be checked,
you gonna check Mitch like Sheree on Housewives. Who gonna check me, boo?
I knew you were going to say that.
Who gonna check me, boo?
I'm about to be like stepping, putting them paws on him.
Hold it down.
So wait, so now in the future, just in case Mitch and GooGoo continue to have a couple of issues and GooGoo comes to you with some venting, how will you handle it differently? What, how are you going to comfort your boo if she's
a
just
prayer circle?
Well,
Right,
that
a
works.
prayer circle, right.
Hallelujah.
Well, I think it's funny because if I catch him alone, then it's a wrap, because then the cameras won't be there to see it, and then he just gonna learn today. But I don't know. I mean, like I said, I won't put my hands on the dude. I won't touch it anymore. I won't make him feel uncomfortable. I won't make him feel threatened. And I'll try to just, kind of act like he doesn't exist, and ignore him. I think maybe that'll work if I just ignore him and act like he doesn't exist. You know what I mean?
You tried it, Justin.
Well, I'm going to say, Justin, just in our short conversation, you have mentioned marrying GooGoo twice thus far, right?
Go there, please.
Oh, so you've been counting.
Oh, look, GooGoo is a friend of AfterBuzz.
She's our
I'm looking
friend.
out. You mentioned it definitely once in the show. And I'm not sure if you caught it when GooGoo was here, but her face just lit up when she started talking about
Radiant.
you. So, Justin, break it down. What is the status? What's going on? Wedding bells, putting rings on it. Like, what are we doing? What's going on?
Because the next episode, we see her mention to, is it Erica or Tina?
Yeah.
I was shopping for rings.
And then takes off walking.
Right.
Right.
Give us some scoop. 2 scoops.
I mean, me and Goo, we are. I'm sorry. We're good. We're great, actually. We've been dating for a little over a year now, and I feel like I truly feel and believe that she's the woman that I want to spend my life with, and I feel like she feels the same way. I'm the man she's gonna spend her life with. But we're at a place to where we can't let all of these peripheral things that are going on in our life dictate when we feel the time is right and dictate when I go forth with that. She knows that, I have certain things I need to accomplish, and I have a certain place that I want to be at before, I ask her to be my wife. So, we're kind of going with that. Things are going well with both our careers. We're both on the brink of some major things happening that are going on with, both of us individually and collectively. So, it's one of those things to where I'll know when the time is right. I'll know when the time is right. And when the time is right, that'll be it.
Just invite me to the wedding.
And then y'all hear the wedding bells.
Well, that's what I was about to say.
Can you invite me? Because I like to do the Cupid Shuffle and all the line dances at the wedding.
I don't, but I'll still come. And if you need, our assistance AfterBuzz in any way with that proposal, let us know. We're definitely down to help you out.
I want to know, what is the age difference in between you and Miss Goo? Because Tina said that you were
23.
She said you were 23.
You know what?
So I had to Google it.
Like either, I think Tina was just talking. But in case people, and that was another thing, people were like, that lets you know that people don't know, but they're just like, oh my God, he's 23 and Goo's, whatever. I'm like, I'm not 23. That shows that you don't know me, and your facts are based on what you heard someone say. I'm actually 25, and my birthday is coming up this week, actually. I turned 26 on Friday.
Oh, my gosh, happy birthday.
Birthday shout out to me.
Yeah.
Plug.
Yeah, I'm 25. I turned 26 on Friday. So, it's about, what's that, like maybe 8.5 years or so between me and Goo. Maybe close to 9. But I tend to date older women anyway. And I think I'm more compatible with older women. So
if it makes you too happy,
I guess you told us, honey.
It makes you too happy, and it seems to make you too happy. I think it's great.
It's amazing.
It is.
And you guys were cute, holding hands.
Oh yeah.
At the rehearsal, the practice.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
So wait,
so nice. Oh.
You said you watched the show. Now the confessionals that they have when Tina did call you 23. and maybe referred to as a tag along. Was that the first time you heard those comments when you saw the show?
It is. I'm like, really? And then she said the whole playground thing. I'm like, oh, Tina got jugged.
She's just funny like that.
It's hilarious, but like, you two are far enough in your relationship where it doesn't bother you. I mean, this isn't, these aren't things that are rocking your world when you hear them or anything, right?
Yeah, no, not like that. I have tough skin, and I'm not sensitive in that way. And I love Tina and Erica. I think they're awesome and wonderful. And it just so happened that I think a lot of times people are what I've noticed in our relationship is that like me and Goo started dating right before WeTV picked up the first season. So you had people coming at me like kind of questioning my motives as to why me and Goo were dating. Was I trying to get on, quote unquote? Was I trying to get close to them? And it was nothing like that. I had no idea who she was.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, I had honestly, I did. I knew she. Like I was like, I was confused because I was on Facebook and I was on Goo, and I saw a nice figure 8 in a nice face, and I just was trying to holler and say what's up.
Straight from
I didn't have no clue she was. So I just
So you just added her as a friend, and you were like, I think you're kind of pretty.
Hey. That's what I did. I added her as a friend. I was like, hey, what's up, Mom? You know what I'm saying? No, it's so crazy. I sent her, we started chit-chatting via, a picture or something, a comment.
Yeah.
And I inboxed her, and then she kind of blew me off. And, me being the man that I am, if you blow me off, I'm going to go harder. So,
there you go.
She blew me off, and she acted like it was just, she could give me her number. And I was like, let me get your number. And this girl, like, sent me a list of, like, 21 questions.
I love it. Get
it, Goo, get it. That's what I'm talking about.
Questions that I had to answer to get her number.
That's
I thought she was crazy, but I answered them. I was very transparent. Wow. Got the number after that.
There you go. And she got those 20 answers.
21.
21 answers.
50 cents 21 questions.
Yeah, 21 questions.
Yeah. Well, that's what's up, Justin. That's good.
Have you been inducted into the Atkins family? I mean, has Teddy pulled you aside, said anything to you, Warren, giving you any advice about, the family, what to expect possibly?
Yeah, I think one of the things, that, nobody is really a fan of, obviously, but the long distance thing, it isn't the easiest thing in the world, and I think a lot of the pause and the reservations that Erica and Tina have are, partially due to the fact that I'm, 2,000 miles away, and they don't really get to spend as much time around me and get to know me as much as they'd like. And it's the same way for, Warren and Teddy. They're all busy with their careers. They're all, doing wonderful things. So, we don't get to spend as much time and talk probably like they wish. But, Goo has so many sisters that it's like, the other 15 of them I get a chance to talk to.
Yeah.
And, her younger sister Shantae and Elena and her brother-in-law Dez. So, I think Erica, Tina, Warren, and Teddy are kind of like the last people who, it's just like they're a little bit more difficult to get to and to get with because they have so much going on. But, I feel like they're just doing, what family members do and trying to protect Goo and just kind of trying to fill me out and see, making sure that I'm okay and I'm gonna go. So, I feel like what they're doing is to be expected, and I respect it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So my last question is for you. Why does she have to move to Atlanta?
That was going to be my question also.
Why can't you come to LA?
Why y'all gonna make me move to LA?
Don't do that to the girl. No, you need to come because the business opportunity is here. She's popping. I mean, she's hot everywhere she goes.
That's true.
But right here in LA, this is where the money is, the magic, all that, all the spice. You trying to do music, right? Aren't you in music? You need to move here too.
Y'all acting like
get your life.
It's gonna be like the apocalypse.
You can't separate her from her sisters. Her sisters are her besties. You could clearly see that.
Right.
So you need to just come on.
I've done ATL in LA, and LA is bring it on.
I've done ATL too, and I'm back in LA.
Bring it west.
Sarah, you from ATL?
Huh? I'm from Athens.
Oh, you from Athens?
I'm from Athens. That's what I'm saying.
Anyways, just answer the question. Don't do that.
I said to Goo before, like, I'm not opposed to moving to LA. But, you know, our plan A is for her to move here. You know, I told her we obviously have to have a contingency plan if that doesn't work. But,
it's not going to work.
You know, that's the plan. And I told, you know, it's kind of like she wants to, well, babe, let's just wait and see. I'm like, no, we need to have a proactive plan and a course of action to be making successive steps towards. And then if things don't go right, then we'll go with the contingency plan. But, you know, like, I just feel like, you know, Atlanta, I feel like, you know, her coming to Atlanta, you know, like I said, she is hot, she's doing her thing. But, you know, coming to Atlanta, she can, you know, do the same thing. And, you know, it's just a different market. And I'm kind of, you know, I'm doing my thing here. I'm established here. So, you know, we shall see.
Oh, yeah, but you do music, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. L.A.
Yeah.
Corinne is going hard over here for the LA push.
I just feel like Tina said, he that findeth the wife, right?
And you find it in LA.
Find it in LA. I'm Team Tina. So holler and come on out here to the 310, the 323, the 424, holler 526, get your life, or 562. Okay?
Boom.
Right. Yeah. You know what makes it so bad is that the fact that, you know, like when Teddy moved to LA, and then, you know, they got married, and then Dez moved to L.A. from Kansas City, and him and Atlanta got married. So it's like they just that's just a tradition. So I'm just so bad because I'm trying to break tradition. Oh, you trying to move GooGoo out? That's not how we do it in this family.
Exactly.
And they move out here. You know what I'm saying? So
they ain't even hazed you up yet, so you just might need to just come on, quit playing games.
No,
well, we totally appreciate the fact you have a plan. Let us know, because you're saying everyone out there truly, they don't know the real Justin.
Yeah.
So let us know, Justin. I mean, like, you're like a musical genius or something. How many instruments do you play? What do you have going on right now?
I don't know. I play, you know, bass, keys, drums, guitar, sax, you know, organ and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everything.
You know, maybe like 5 or 6. And, you know, I'm into music. I produce. You know, I write, I compose, all of that stuff. So
do you sing too?
I just, yeah, I do a little something.
Oh, sing.
What you say? You sing something?
Sing for your fans.
Nah, I can't do that because I think if I sing Google call right up, hey, you can't be singing. No, but you know what? You know what? I promise everybody, any fans, supporters, or whatever, I promise that I am going to sing at our wedding.
Oh.
How we going to do that?
Because we're getting invited.
Okay.
That's how we're going to see. We're getting invited.
At our wedding.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Just send us.
And I probably won't even finish the song. I'll probably make it past the first verse and probably start crying, and some of them have to pick it up because it's going down.
Okay.
But I'm going to sing it at our wedding, I promise.
All right.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Now, I will say there were a couple of tweets that came out where people are actually pushing it for you and GooGoo to have your own spin-off show. How do you feel about that?
I mean, you know, that's why, you know, I never wanted to feel like, you know, like I said, you know, I never wanted to seem or feel like, you know, that, you know, I'm on air, because this is Mary Mary, you know what I'm saying? This is Erica Tina's show. So it just so happened that I started dating their sister a few months before they got it, and then one thing led to the other, and then I'm on there. So, you know, that's not my focus and my concern, and I'm not, you know, doing things to try to get a spin-off. You know, I just want people to understand that. I'm not, like, doing extras to try to get a spin-off. I'm not trying to be a breakout star. I'm not trying to, you know, be a reality television star. I'm just kind of just doing me and being myself. If that comes with it, if that comes from it, then, hey, so be it. That would be great. It would be wonderful. I know Goo would love it. It would be a great opportunity. So, you know, if that happens, it happens. If it doesn't, you know, it's cool, and I'm just, you know, glad I got the opportunity to share this experience with Erica, Tina, and Goo, and everybody else, you know.
Well, we are really happy that we had the experience of talking to you and giving you the chance to break it all down, clear it all up, and it was a pleasure. Justin A. Moore.
All right, Justin.
Thank you.
From the ATL.
Thank you.
Continue to represent Georgia proudly. We Georgia people have to stick together.
Oh, whatever. And tell us where your fans, tell your fans where they can find you if they want to get in contact with you.
You can check me out at Justin A. Moore on Twitter, justinamore.com, and Justin A. Moore on Facebook.
All right.
Thank you, Justin. Have a great holiday. Happy birthday to you.
Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to all y'all and all of that stuff. I'll be in L.A. tomorrow, so
I know we missed each other by a day.
All right.
Whenever you're in L.A. and you guys want to come sit in the couch, you and Goo, make it happen. We will make it happen.
Most def.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right, that was cool having Justin call in.
Yeah, get his perspective.
Yeah.
And
Well,
what
before
he
we
did,
keep
what he
going, why
did.
don't we break it down, talk about iTunes a little bit. Corrinne, you want to handle?
I guess so. So what's up, y'all? So what you just heard, you know, the caller, Justin GooGoo's boyfriend, if you want to hear all of the things that he said, you can download this podcast for free on iTunes, okay? Subscribe, rate, comment, tell a friend. We love the fact that you guys are watching it on YouTube. Yes, support in that regard, but also when you're on YouTube, switch on over to iTunes and do the same thing there, but comment, give us those 5 stars that we need.
5
We
stars.
need to get some stars up on the board.
Yeah.
Because this is a hot show. Holler.
It is.
Yeah.
And we do appreciate the comments. Everyone's telling us how they're feeling about Eric and Tina going solo,
Yes.
staying together. Justin, Mitch, GooGoo, we love it.
We love it. But just leave those comments on iTunes.
Yeah.
Holler. Help a sister out.
Help sisters out.
Help sisters out. This is like the gifts for Kwanzaa. You could do it 7 times. It's 7
We
days
appreciate
in
that.
Kwanzaa.
That's definitely true. That's definitely true.
Yes.
Well, a whole lot more happened in this episode
Yes.
besides the Mitch and Justin throwdown.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the different balancing roles and acts that Erica and Tina have going on just at home in their personal lives. Let's talk about when your sister's calling and your husband's calling. Erica and Warren, we say congratulations on 11
years.
Great years of
That's
marriage.
awesome.
That is awesome.
Big ups.
Especially in the entertainment industry today, 11 years.
Especially just being married and having a
Absolutely.
functional relationship.
Right.
And it being a black family.
There you
Holler.
go. So
Yeah.
if you're trying to spend time with your hubby of 11 years, celebrate you two, but it's your sister's bridal shower. I don't know, it's a lot of pulling. I think Erica handled it well, but I definitely understand where Eleni could be upset.
I mean, what would you have done though?
I would have been in Miami with Warren, with my
Exactly.
husband. Yeah, I would have been. I mean, I know. I mean, it's a no-brainer, but it isn't because this is your sister.
Yeah.
You know, someone actually tweeted and said, S.C. Houston actually said, this is your sister nanny, the person who keeps your babies while you are out doing your job. You couldn't change it. You couldn't postpone it. She actually said it was a little selfish.
I mean, I could see how people can think that it's selfish. However, in Erica's defense, she said that she tried, remember?
Right.
She tried to do it that Sunday before, but Warren had business, and then she had her own personal business with the Marys. So, hey, you got to do what you got to do.
I loved her quote when she was like, I need to go with him.
I need
to go with him to make sure that he knows we're okay.
We're okay.
Right, because I need to have a happy home to make the rest of this
Okay.
okay. And I think that's the reason I like this show so much, because not only does it show the glitz and the glam and you're on stage and everyone loves the cameras and performances, we love all that, but we're seeing what happens behind the scenes to make all of that happen. And Erica's saying, I need a happy home before I can go forward and do the Mary Mary and all the rest of that.
Yeah.
So I get it.
It's not easy. I mean, you see with both of the sisters, you see Erica, she's juggling, her career, plus trying to, make the Marys bigger and better, plus her home life, and that's including her husband and her little ones and the brand new baby that she has.
Absolutely.
She just had a baby.
True.
Then flipping over to Tina.
Yes.
Tina is doing it.
Tina
She's
is-
with child.
Right.
Plus has, 4 other babies?
Yes.
And her hubby bear.
Right. We officially nominate Tina Campbell for Mother of the Year.
The century.
Mother of the Century.
She's doing it. She's riding rides.
It's 100% true.
She's flying. She's singing hard.
She's taking every kid, I think, on a trip, right?
Yeah.
So I think each kid is going to get a chance to go to a
Yes.
different city. She goes hard, as her sister said, she goes hard for her kids.
She goes hard. But it's so funny, the same way that Erica, is tapping Tina on her shoulder to slow down was what we saw Erica do last season when she was with child.
Absolutely.
Too. The exact same thing.
I think that's what it is. Sometimes it's, it's harder when it's you.
Yeah.
You need someone to say, look, let me hold this mirror and let you know what maybe you shouldn't be doing.
Girl.
But Tina made it plain. I pushed myself, that's what I'm going to do.
Boom.
And
And
there
she was
you
like,
go.
sorry about it.
But I push myself only 4 days a week. That conversation in the hotel room between Erica and Tina is another thing I like. The show is so real because that's a conversation I would have had with my sister. I'm sure maybe you would have had with one of your sisters.
Well, we would never be in a group together. We would kill each other. I'm not going to lie. Y'all know it's true. Anyways.
My sister and I would have that type of honest conversation, and I appreciated that. And I think both the ladies are saying the same thing. A lot of people out there, I read some tweets, and people were saying Erica's being selfish, and she didn't say these things when Tina, you know, when she was pregnant and Tina was there by her side and they had to cancel the tour. I interpret it as both ladies are saying the same thing, just in a different manner.
No. I feel like they're definitely saying two completely different things. Taking it back even to last season.
Right.
Remember there was a conversation that the Marys had in regards to vacation or the time off that they wanted. Tina was going to have her family vacation. And Erica was like, oh, well, you know, we have X and X to do. And Tina was like, oh, okay, well, this is where me and Teddy and the kids, this is where we're going. And this is where we will be. So I think that Tina is, I mean, and she said it. She said she is a wife and a mother first.
Absolutely.
And then all this other stuff second.
Right. I'm going to be number one in that.
And I think that, you know, they do think the same. However, it's a little bit different because you see, not saying that business is not always on Tina's mind, but business is always like on the frontal lobe of Erica.
But I think that's what makes them great, the fact they have that mixture, that mix, that combination, because I think they were saying the same thing. Erica said, I believe in going hard and then taking the vacation. Tina said, I believe in going hard for 4 days. I need a couple of days with my family. I want to also get it done. Same flavor, you know.
I don't see it like that because what's 4 days? You're in the business, though.
Well, I will say,
4 days.
I looked up their 2012 tour dates.
And it's 4 days?
They did 10 days total, 4 days. They took 2 days off. They did 3 more days. They took 2 days off, and they finished the tour with three more cities. But that's right after Tina had the baby.
So they have to.
Yeah, so if they go back on tour in 2013, we'll see. Maybe they can stretch the 4 days to, I don't know, 6 days, 8 days. I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know, but I love when she was like, I'm going to be right here at the crib.
Yeah.
With Teddy and the kids.
With Teddy and the kids. I love Tina. She's just like your neighbor, like that woman, you know, that black woman, like, yes, girl, yes, tell me like it is. Yeah.
But I will say this season, Erica's a little more outspoken than she was last season.
Nah, she's the same.
Yeah,
I love Erica.
I love Erica too, but I think she's a little more vocal. I appreciate it. What was her line this time? I'm ready for Tina to have this baby because she's on a different level of crazy.
Yes, a different level of crazy. But they say the same thing about each other. They say the same thing about each other.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
I don't know. I think that she is exactly the same. I internalize it as just because last season when they had to cancel the rest of their tour dates, that she's just trying to, you know, get those days back, even though, you know, it's gone, essentially.
Right. Working hard.
So she's just trying to outdo her own self.
That's true.
Because she probably feels a little guilty.
I think she feels very guilty. I mean, it was pretty obvious in the first season when she was like, I should have thought this through. I should have thought about it more. I should have canceled this tour earlier. Can't believe we did this to the fans. Yeah. You know, they got hit in the pocketbook some, you know.
So that's why she's really trying to push Tina. Because them dollars, honey.
But Tina's had some experience with having a child prematurely before by pushing herself too hard.
Can we talk about that ride that she and Malia got on? Malia's so cute. She's 4, right?
Adorable, yes.
Yeah. So they get on a ride at the amusement park in North Carolina.
The Carowinds.
Yeah. And she wasn't supposed. I said, did she not see the pregnancy sign with the
camera
slash through it? Yeah, the camera. The camera saw. She was just chilling.
She was in it to win it. She was like, I'm here with my baby, and now I'm in it, and it's too late to pull out. I got to do what I got to do.
Honey.
I know.
And Teddy was like, my wife. I know. My wife.
I would love to hear from some people who possibly saw her at the Carowinds walking around that day with Mila.
Yeah.
And let us know what she looked like walking around. The Carowinds is 398 acres, and they're known for rides like
crazy rides.
Yeah. I think I can't even remember, like one's called the Asylum or.
Yeah. It's just like the equivalent to what like Knox Berry Farms is out here in LA. All the crazy rides.
All the crazy rides.
That's why I don't go to that park.
No.
I go to Disneyland. Safe rides. I don't like crazy rides. But anyway, so yeah, pregnant Tina, 7 months preggers, gets on this ride with her baby because she wants to, the baby wants to go. She wants to kick it.
And she's number one when it comes to being a mom.
Yes, she is.
I have to say, I mean, I commend her. I'm surprised they let her get on the ride.
That I was shocked.
I was really
like,
shocked.
maybe he didn't see the person working it, didn't notice. Because, you know, sometimes they just, you know, they're so busy just trying to secure everybody and get the ride filled up that they don't see a pregnant belly.
Right.
And clearly,
well,
it's a little belly.
But you heard her pregnant voice yelling.
True that.
Stop. Get me off.
She was like, get me off this ride. Stop.
Please tell everybody in the microphone, I'm sorry. I did too much.
She was so funny. I said, that is a black mama right there. Get it. Get it. I ain't even mad.
Well, are you ready to move into a little news and gossip?
Sure. Do you have some?
Yeah.
Okay, get it, girl.
A little bit of something.
All right.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Well, we want to say congratulations to Mary Mary. Again, the awards just keep coming in. There was the first annual Digital Gospel Music Awards presented by Elevate.
Oh.
Over 10,000 people voted, and Mary Mary's video, Go Get It.
Go Get It.
Best gospel video of the year.
They wouldn't got that blessing.
They got that
Hallelujah.
blessing. And our last little piece of news actually has to do with AfterBuzz. We're taking a break next week due to the holiday, but when we come back January 6th, we're going to have the happy newlyweds with us.
Dum, dum, da, dum.
Yes, we're going to have Elena and Desmond Jameson right here with us.
The beautiful and handsome couple.
They're going to come. They're going to tell us all about, you know, really was Elena a bridezilla? I don't know.
It looked like a little bit lane.
We have to find out. Talk about, you know, being a sister and, you know, to Mary Mary and the happy couple. We're excited to have them here. So make sure you come back with us on January 6th.
And if you guys have any questions that you want us to ask to the newlyweds, please tweet us.
Yeah.
And let us know.
Because we definitely will ask the questions for you.
Yeah, give the AfterBuzz Twitter handle.
The Twitter for the show is Mary Mary After Show. That's Mary Mary AFTSHOW.
Yes, there you go.
And we have a couple of predictions. Yes.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So it seems as if we're not going to have an after show next week, but the show goes on. So Thursday's episode coming up, they're talking about Erica's going to the doctor. She's having some headaches. We're hoping it's just stress headaches. The doctor's going to shut it down, figure out what's going on. But Warren said to her, it means we have to retire early.
Mm-hmm. Because she said stroke.
Right. Erica, come on now. We talked about this for season 1. You pushed too hard. We got to pull it back. We want Mary Mary around for quite some time.
Right.
So we'll find out what's happening with that. And then it seems as if they're going to be a part of the Apollo Legion's Hall of Fame. They're doing a tribute to Lionel Richie, and we'll see how that goes.
And it was a little pitchy.
Yeah,
that's the preview. I'm not saying that I heard it because I don't know music like that because I can't sing. But Warren was saying it was a little pitchy.
Something was a little off. So we'll see how they pull it together in Mary Mary fashion. And you mentioned before GooGoo and the ring, so we want to get the lowdown.
The ring. Oh, also, Erica was at my church today.
Oh,
and she sang a solo by herself.
Do tell.
And she just sang a solo. I didn't see Tina. I saw Wozie and Krista and the newlyweds.
Really?
So beautiful, yeah. That Wozie is so cute. And that Krista, she's just a little chocolate drop. I love her. But yeah, that's it.
Well, then there you go. Yeah. I think, you know, that's it. Corrinne, where can we find you?
Oh, hey peeps. You can find me at JustSaying08. That's on Twitter. And JustSaying08.com. That's my blog. Check me out, booze.
Check her out. I am Tara Johnson. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at TJ Path to Passion. And as we said before, you can find the show at Mary Mary After Show on Twitter. We say Happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. We will catch you all in 2013.
Deuces.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AFTERBUZZTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AFTERBUZZ TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AFTERBUZZ TV or its owners or principals.